Hi everybody, I want to show you how to make flying geese using the flying geese ruler. I really love this ruler, having done a lot of flying geese in other quilts before I found this ruler, and I think it saves a lot of time and makes things a lot more accurate. So the first thing you want to do is figure out on the ruler what size block you're going to do. Now, in this case, in our book, she tells us the unfinished size, which is 6.5 by 3.5. And on the ruler itself, it tells you the finished size, which of course in this case is 6 by 3. So once you've figured that out, then let's see, what can I put behind here? There, that might help. So once you've figured that out, you can see that the one we want is F, which says to cut 1 square 7 3/4, which is for the goose part, and then 4 squares at 4 1/4, and that's for the wing part. So I've done a lot of that already, and I just want to switch to the cutting table to show you what's going on here. So once her directions in the book for actually sewing this are quite good, but don't go by the sizes that she gives you. Again, I'm going to send you in this email, I will include a cutting chart for you for doing this. But what you're going to do first is cut all of your squares. And in this case, I already put the 2 squares on either corner like she shows in the book. And then you sew down one side and up the other. I like to do it so that the flap part is down so that as you're sewing this way, it stays in place a little bit better. And then going back up, it's already stabilized here. So that just helps a little bit. So again, what you're going to do is place your 2 squares on opposite corners and draw your diagonal line and sew on either side the same way when we did half square triangles. Now, once you've cut this, you're going to have 2 hearts. So just line it up with the points in the center if possible. Cut that. And that gives you the 2 heart shapes, just like that. Now, once you have those pressed nice and flat, then the next step will be to put another square on the corner opposite of where these 2 wings are. So again, we're going to match up your edges, draw a line down the center, sew on either side. Then you're going to cut that on the line like we have been all along. And you can chain these together. It actually works out really easily to do that. And then once you've done that, again, you want to press these wings out really nice and flat. Once that's done, then you're ready to square the blocks up using our ruler. So it's very straightforward to use the ruler. So first thing you want to do is find the F lines on the ruler. Let's see if we can zoom in a little bit. There, that looks pretty good. So there's the F lines, and there's 2 white lines there for F, and it also says 3 by 6 here. So pay attention to that, because if you do something, you can do something like this and get it on the wrong line. So it looks right here, but you're not correct there. So just make sure you're lining up those F lines right there on your seams. That's why it's important to press everything really well. And then you're going to trim those. And notice here it says trim 1. Doesn't really matter which side you start with. Just remember to follow the F lines or whatever size you're making. This ruler works for any size flying geese from 1 by 1 and by half by 1 to 4 by 8. So those are a lot of good sizes. Then you flip the ruler around and you flip your block around and you're going to line up your F right here like that. Ooh, let me adjust this a little bit better. There we go. And we're going to line up the F lines on this side. And once you have that all lined up, you can kind of see you have a 1/4 inch here. You have your nice points here. If it's off just a little bit, that might stretch. So just give it a little tug to fit it on there so that you're cutting your lines right in the exact correct spot, because you want those ends to be right where the seam is. And there you have a perfect flying geese. And we'll be ready to put that all together and make this particular block, the mosaic block. So hopefully that's helpful for you, and hopefully you have it done by the time we have class on Monday, and then we could talk about putting the block together. Again, if you have any questions, let me know, email me, text me, call me, whatever, and I'd be happy to help you. And that's it for how to make a flying geese. Have a blessed day. Bye-bye.